Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? So, um, if you watch my live I made a couple of weeks ago, something like that, I said, I am getting out of trucking. And I said, I don't care what happens. I don't care what nobody say. I'm getting out of trucking, right? Altogether. And I said, I had a new job, a new career path I wanted to pursue. So, let's see. So this is my background a little bit. So I've been in the military for 15 years. I've been driving a truck for maybe 13, 14 years. I started driving a truck after my first deployment as I came back. Because I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. And I worked for Dr. Pepper. And I was making $9 and some change plus mileage as a merchandiser. And pretty much I go to all these stores and restock the shelves and everything, the coolers and all that, right? And well, it wasn't quite paying the bills. I had a car, rent, phone bill, other, lights, gas, water, all that kind of stuff. And, it was paying mileage. But when you driving all across, Metro Detroit, rush hour traffic, that mileage don't really mean nothing. It don't pay for your gas, right? So, and also, I was getting sick and tired of getting cussed out by store managers because the dude who ordered the pops was ordering too many pops. Too much, right? Too much stock. But let me tell you what happened, though. And this is why I'm like, no, this ain't going to work. It's time for money. This ain't going to work. So, I was at a Kroger's, I think, out in, or was it a Myers? It was in Belleville. I think it was a Myers or something. And I go there. I get there. The dude who ordered the pops, I think they called him I forget what they called him, right? But anyway, he was doing, adding this, doing his thing and everything. And the store manager was sitting there talking to both of us, well, many times with him, So, he placed the order, and he left, right? So, I'm doing my thing, and I'm stacking the shelves and everything. And then I come out to the back to get some more pops. And the store manager, man, you know what? This is some fucking bullshit. This is y'all spot right here. Y'all can't go over this spot right here. This is y'all spot. Stop ordering so much damn pop if you ain't using all of it. And I'm like, wait a minute. The dude was just here and you was all smiling in his face. And you ain't say nothing. And we was back here in our spot, right? And you didn't say nothing. And I don't want to say because, it was a color difference and everything. Though they was the same color, I was a different color. I don't want to say all that, but it's like, in my head, like, hold on. You was just talking to him right here, and you didn't say nothing about it, right? But now he gone, and it's just me. Now you want to get on my shit. No, I said, man, hey, look, man, don't talk to me like, no, so hey, don't talk to me like that. The dude was just right here. You didn't say nothing to him. So I said something now, right? And that's when I said, this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work. So I talked to my homeboy, and he's like, what you like doing? And I said, man, I like driving. So he's like, he said, start driving a truck. So I went to CR England, right? Well, everything was cool. I mean, CR England wasn't cool. But everything was cool until so let's just say that everything was going good until I came back from my second deployment. So, and that's when COVID had happened, right? And I was having my first kid and whatnot. I came back home, and it was after COVID. Hey, everything gonna get back on track now. The money gonna get back good. It never happened. And since then, I still just been trying to find that good thing I once had, and I just can't. And not only that, the everyday hustle and bustle of driving a truck, and not being with my kids, my family, not enjoying my free time. Look at my truck. It's all junky and everything. That's not me. That's not me, man. I'm used to my stuff being clean. Now you can say, well, that's just being lazy. And you're right. You're right. It's laziness. It starts from one thing and that's a bunch of shit. It's laziness. But I don't have the time to, do everything. Come home. Spend time with the old lady. Spend time with the kids. Spend time with the old lady plus the kids. Spend time with my dog. Spend time with my snakes. Let's go see my mama. Cook dinner, cut grass, shovel snow, clean cars, clean a house, lay down the law because, when dad ain't around, things a little bit more relaxed. It's just not enough time. Clean out the truck. I know people say, well, clean up while you driving. You can't really deep clean until you done for the week or you done for whatever. I can't do it no more. I'm missing out on so much. 1 minute I come home and my daughter, she blah, 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 blah. The next thing I come again and she's speaking full sentences. One day I come home and, my son, he had like a little fly. The next thing oh man, you got a little bit of power behind you now. 1 minute, he 2 feet tall. The next, he like 4'6". 1 minute my daughter, she weighed, 9 pounds and come home again, now she down there 40 pounds. The pay isn't worth it. It's not worth the memories. Also, let's factor in the dad, when you coming home, hey dad, we miss you. Hey dad, let me tell you about school, but hey man, dad real sleepy and everything, can we try another time? Can you tell me I come home? Hey dad, this is going on and I want you to come. I'm going on a field trip. Can you come with me? The old lady, I want to go out this week or whatever. And like, man, the money isn't worth it. And I know it's going to be dudes talking about how they're making, $1 million a week. And some of y'all might be. But it's not for the majority. And I know they're going to say, well, I'm the job that do. Sometimes it's not that easy. Look, before COVID, me and my homeboy, we had our own authority, right? Our own trucks, own trailers, and life was good. Life was good, but due to situations, that stuff no longer exists. And, and sometimes you can't just get right back to it. It takes time. And when we was doing that, it was easy because the money may not have been great, but we were still making good money. We wasn't our own authority holders, but we were still leased on to local companies around our area, and I'm making good money. Shit. Now, even being leased on, it's just like the money is fucking boo boo. It's like, hold on. So once again, it's like, you lease onto a company nowadays, it's like, damn, I got all the responsibilities of a owner-operator, but I'm getting paid the same amount as a company driver. Company drivers are winning now. So what did I buy a truck for? Now, before COVID, hey, it was a difference. But it ain't worth it to me no more. It ain't worth it to me. If I'm going to make that kind of money, I want the freedoms of normal people. I want the freedom to be able to go to the store in my car, be home every night, see my family. I want the freedoms of that. If I'm going to make that kind of money, those are the freedoms I want. I don't want the responsibility of driving a truck no more because it's not worth it. I broke down a month ago and it cost me a month's of pay, pretty much. I'm done with it. And, some of y'all gonna judge me and everything, but I said, if I ever gonna switch jump career field, it gotta be something what I know. So it's gonna be something kind of like military, kind of, or logistics. Well, it ain't logistics, I can tell you that. I'm going to be a state trooper. That's what I'm applying for, to be a state trooper. I was going to do just like local city cop. But I said, if I'm going to do police officer, law enforcement, I want to at least go to the top dog or the top dog in the, in whatever state, in the state I'm in. And not saying anything bad about local police officers, because honestly, some of these suburbs cops, they make some good money. We talking about 6 figures starting off. Compared to like, if you go to a city cop, it ain't nowhere near that. That's crazy. So I'm going to be a state trooper. This past, couple of weeks since I submitted my application, took my test, all that stuff, I've been working out. I used to be 174 pounds, before I started driving trucks. And, you know how it go. So I know some of you be like, man, I still got my 6-pack. Hey, I'm happy for you. Keep it up. But for the most of us, we know how it go, right? Started driving. That 170 turned to 175 and 180, then 190. The next you know, you big. You bigger than what you normally, was, I'm 215 pounds right now. Now, see, I'm still in the military. I'm not overly out of shape, but I'm definitely not in shape. So they told me what I need to do, in the academy, the physical part, swimming, running, all that stuff, right? And I know for a fact that I can't run 3 to 5 miles at a certain pace. So I've been at it. I just got done running 3 miles. Well, before I say I got done running 3 miles, let me say this. What I did was, I don't know the correct lingo for it, but I know when I was in basic training, we used to do this a lot. And I thought, I went in basic training running 2 miles in like 16 minutes. Even though, I played football, ran track, I wasn't a distance guy, right? You might hear a lot of black people say that. But anyway, I went into basic training and I was running like, a 16 something 2 mile, right? And that wasn't passing. Last time I left basic training, I was running 13 minutes. We go out every day or every other day and we do like a distance run, or we do like the little shuttle sprints. You sprint X amount of yards and then you'll walk. Then you sprint and you'll walk. And you sprint, you walk. You sprint, you walk. So pretty much what I did today that's what I did. I did that today for 2 miles. And let me tell you, start off strong. Oh, let me be wrong. So what I've been doing since I've been working back out, I've been just jogging or running a mile, right? Just 1 mile. But today, it's nice out now. I said, I'm gonna go to the track. So I did the, I walked 100 meters because a track is 400 meters. I walked 100 meters. I run 100 meters. I started off strong with that first mile. Go out there full speeds. Well, it probably looked like, to me, probably like, but in reality, it's probably like, dun, 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 dun. But anyway, man, that last lap came around, man, my legs feel like Jell-O. So I said, okay. Mile 2 came. I said, okay, I know what I do. I will walk 200 meters, and then I will run as fast as I can for 200 meters. So I did that for a mile. 3rd mile, I said, I'm walking the whole mile. I'm walking the whole mile. So that's what I did. I still did do my 3 miles. I did 3.5 miles because I did I did like 2 pre-laps before I actually got into it, just to warm up a little bit. But yeah, so that's what I did, man. So I got until January to get in shape to where I want to be at. Now, I'm not saying I gotta be 100% dialed in, but I at least want to go in and I'm 35 years old, I'll be 36. So I at least want to go in decent shape compared to some of the younger, like, 21 years old. So that's how you gotta be. And, so, and I gotta learn how to swim too. So look out forward to that. I gotta learn how to swim. So, I'm gonna keep y'all posted on my journey, 6 months. And, I'm gonna do this because it's not just for me. It's for my kids and my family, man. My happiness. So I'll keep y'all posted and whatnot. And I'm getting out here. Deuces.